Okay, looks like we're live. Just see who turns up. If anyone's got any CB related questions between me and the group of lads that hopefully should turn up in here, we'll see if you can't get you sorted out. Someone's joined, whoever that is. Do you want to come and say hello? Dipsy. Now, for them that don't know, Ben Speed. Hi, mate. How you doing? Darren Barwick. Hi, Darren. Hope you're well. See who else we got. I've got a few more. The Hampshire Hog. Hi, mate. Rob Bunyan. Hello. How are you? Let's give it a few minutes for everyone to sort of come. And obviously, if you have got a question, don't be shy. Ask away. The more people in this group, the better. I've got 4 likes already. Blimey. Thanks, lads. Darren Howell. Hiya, mate. Yeah, Dipsy, we'll come back to you. I'll tell the other lads what the score is. Grunter says, evening, got some stuff to finish off, but we'll be here again. Yeah, no worries, Grunter. Del Boy, hi, mate. How are you? There was something I wanted to ask you, in actual fact, but what it was, it just escapes me at the moment. Steve Strayhawk says hi. Steve, is it you that don't live far away from the track that I used to race at? I can't remember. There's so many people that I talk to. Rod Bunyan says, taking delivery of your 6900 today. I don't, Rod Bunyan, I'm not sure who that's to. Unless you're buying one of my old 6900s off of someone. So, Rob, how does that pan out? Both my 6900s are here. Maybe you can explain to me and everyone else what that's about. Anyway, hope everyone's well and all the rest of it, bearing in mind what's been going on this year. No? Okay, we've got about 15 people in here at the minute. What I will say, oh, you bought it from Knights. Okay, Rob, no problem. Well, Rob, I'm not sure if you've ever had a sidebander before, because obviously I don't know any of you guys' sort of pedigree. Lizard Lick, hi mate, how are you? Welcome aboard. But if you get any problems trying to fathom out the 6900, there's enough info on YouTube. Colin Country, new shirt, Steve. No, I've had this for ages. Absolutely ages. I'm surprised it still fits the amount of weight that I put on. Rob, this was to Rob Bunyan regarding the 6900. Is it a new one or second-hand one or what? Eddie's mum. Hiya. Hey, how are you? Hope you're well. GM4. Hi, Chris. Hope you're doing okay, mate. Steve Strayhawk used to live in Tottenham below the Downs. I used to go to Tottenham Lime. No. And Rob, have you had a sidebander before, or is this you just sort of took the leap from AM/FM rigs? And Delboy says, when will we see a Christmas jumper? It won't be long. It won't be long. Yeah, we're all good, thanks, Chris. This is Golf Mike 4. Fingers crossed. All good. And Ben Speed says, has anyone had the FBI around their house after Edward Snowden was on the live stream on Sunday? I haven't. But my computer seems to be running better. I reckon he went into it and decluttered it for me. Tim Hampshire says, I need to wax some tinsel around that hat for the next live chat. Well, it won't be long. I have actually said that I might do exactly that. Good old Edward. I'd never heard of the bloke, to be honest. It's Rob Bunyan says, not that I know of, although I had a doctored Cobra. Yeah, Del Boy. That's an interesting comment. I'm not really sure what way to take that. But the Christmas tree has been out the loft for about a month and it's behind me in a big box. Well, just for your record, Deb's done the lottery for tonight. But yeah, Rob, you'll like the 6900. They're an all right rig. Oh, we're down to 9 people now. Oh, it must be the shirt, I think. Yeah, the 6900. It's a good enough rig. And I'm sure you'll have lots of good contacts, especially, 40 watts on FM. They do. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Now, just for everyone else's information, Dipsy is actually on a boat in the Celtic Sea tonight. So, Dipsy, fair play to you, mate, for remembering about the stream. So, Dipsy is actually maritime mobile at the moment. And Paul says the hat would suit the Vicar Christmas jumper. Well, the two have already met, as you probably know. Ben Speed, where is the Celtic Sea? Well, I've got to be honest, I had to look it up. It's south of Ireland. And Dipsy says, thank you, he can't miss his weekly fix. Well, I'm not going to be on for the full hour tonight. I've got to go out and do a few errands. But I thought I'd come on in case anyone, wanted to have a chat. It's a little bit of a meeting of the minds anyway, innit? I mean, last week we spent most of the time talking about motorbikes, which is fine by me. And there is a new hat in the pipeline as well. I don't know what that is yet, but it is waiting for Christmas, I think, or my birthday or whatever. Yeah, Lizard Lick. Colin Wiltshire. Now that don't look like a copied and pasted thing at all, does it? But Colin, if that was just off the top of your head, Dips is in between Ireland and Wales, and I'm in the wheelhouse at the moment, playing with a radio. Yeah, fair enough. I did tell Dipsy to make sure he puts his life jacket on. Well, Fred in the shed did say you would try and be on tonight. And the guy who's got the 6900 come in. I mean, I'm not sure how au fait you are with sideband, but 27.555 upper sideband is the illegal international calling frequency. That's always a good one. Yeah, we're all talking about Dipsy in his boat. Dipsy, how big is this boat? Is there someone there that can tell you what boat it is? Maybe we'll all look it up afterwards. Yeah, Chris, GM4. What sort of rigs prices have gone through the roof? Because if you're not careful, you can get really stung. Because there was someone on eBay selling the President Lincoln 2 Plus for 350 quid. Yet most of the other place, you know, like your regular CB shops that have got like a slot on eBay, were selling them for like £100 less. Richard Giles stuffing his face. And Delboy says people ask really silly money for radios. I mean, I wish I had some of the old rigs that I had. And something I want to ask you guys, most of the chat gets done in the chat section, but if you can remember after the video, the live stream ends, to leave a comment underneath of some description. Darren Barwick said, just been on Fred's channel, someone bought a boxed Harrier. That's supposed to read CBX. You might want to reread that. 175 quid. Well, Darren, the thing is, that CBX might be 39 years old. It's now like an antique. And if it's boxed, the value of that will only ever go up. Can you imagine what they'll be worth in 10 years' time? Golf Mike 4, Chris, is saying he's looking for a Stalker or something retro. And he used to run a 148. And he saw a Cobra 148 for 300 quid, and he paid 180 quid back in the 80s. Yeah, likewise, I paid 185 for my 148. Hi, Barry James, by the way. Fred in the shed. Hi, Fred. Dips is asking, do you get collectors of rigs? Yes, you do. And Wilker, hi from Scotland. Hi, you mate. How you doing? I mean, Delboy has just said that a pristine 2781 rig in the box is worth no more than 40 quid. Well, I wouldn't give no more than that either. But someone who collects stuff they'll pay what they need to pay to own it. And this is the difference between what it's actually worth and what people are willing to pay for it. Hi, Wilker. Yeah, it's good to have you here. And I'll do this every Wednesday and every Sunday. And Grunter said he sold a 148 for a tenner when things were quiet. God. Dipsy said you can get two collectors, and if both of them want it, they'll try and outbid each other. Delboy says you can buy a brand new multi-mode. Yes, you can, but they're not a collector's item, are they? This is the whole point that I was trying to get across. I wouldn't pay 100 quid for the straight 40, even if it was still in the wrapper. But collectors will. That's the whole point, because in years to come, you know, them old rigs will end up in some sort of museum. Barry James says, well, Steve, the Game Master is up. Don't think my neighbours like it. Yeah, Fred's just likened it to classic cars. Exactly that. I mean, now, if you want one of the early Minis in good condition, it's probably worth more than what they were brand new. And if you sit back and go, I wouldn't give 300 quid for that. Some people wouldn't, but someone else will pay an absolute mint for it. Hi, Stefan. How you doing, mate? Steve Ellis. Hi, mate. Welcome aboard. Golf Mike 4, Chris, said he sold his collection of 22 sidebanders to buy his ham radio gear when he got licensed. Yes, you would have. And I just want to comment on what Golf Mike 4, Chris, has just said about the Stalker 9. Now, back in the day, I liked the Stalker. I've had the Stalker 9 and the Stalker 9 FDX. The only thing that I didn't like about the Stalker, they didn't have a KC shift. Lizard Lick says the longer he keeps his wife, the more I'll get for her. EP 1929 says, hi, Steve. Hiya, mate. Thanks for coming along and joining me and the other lads. Barry James has seen jumbos for 300 quid. Yeah, likewise. I had a jumbo back in the day, and I think I have explained by the time I got it, it was past its best, but I really it didn't float me boat. I think they're basically a Ham International multi-mode 2 in a big box with a power supply. Yeah, so Chris, the Stalker 9, I had, I think I at least had 2 of them and one Stalker 9 FDX. And I really missed not having the KC shift like the 148 did. So if someone went, knocked the 5s off, you're stuffed. Whereas on the 148 or rigs with a KC shift, you could actually get down to them. Yes, Chris, there was a couple of Stalker home bases. A friend of mine had one. He was a big time DXer. His handle was Major Tom, and he had a Stalker 15. Now, I believe there is other models as well. And he had a thing on his that the local rig doctor had put on it. I think he called it a digi-scan. So it had frequency readout, and you could go up in 10 kcs, which brought in your alphas, or you could also knock the fives off and go up in the, you know, without the fives on. Great bit of kit. I was well envious of that. Yeah, Ben Speeds pointed out, yeah, exactly. But, you know, a collector with a few quid on his hip will pay top dollar. Looks like Steve Ellis is putting kisses out to someone. No, I know what you meant, Steve. I'm only pulling your chain, mate. Yeah, Steve, I'm just glad it weren't to me, mate. Hi, Dino. How you doing? Welcome aboard. Yeah, these are to you, Steve. So it's only polite, isn't it, to send a few back? Yeah, me either. It's a bit of a laugh, isn't it? EP 1929 says, what do you think of the new Chinese degeneration of rigs 9900 and the 6900N? I've got two 6900s here, and I've had two 9900s and two Anytone 6666s. I've got one just off the camera here. And out of the two, for me, the 9900, I think it's a future classic. Adrian Hobby says he never sees Fred. He should get some glove puppets, Sooty and Sweep. This is to Steve Ellis. Never heard of him, mate. Barry James says 6900 makes a good doorstop. I'll tell you why I favour the 9900 over the 6900. Now, some might agree, some might disagree. But if you're going to disagree because you've had loads of other rigs and you've not just got a 6900. I mean, I've got two sat here. The 9900 has got a proper smooth clarifier. The 9900 has got the clicky affair. The 9900 has got memory channels. The 6900 hasn't. The 9900 stock mic sounds superb on the 9900 and lasts a fair while. The 6900 stock mic is okay, but it's not as good. If anything, I think with the 6900, you can push the clarifier in, so you go up in different steps. Okay, 1 kc, 10 kcs. I think you can even go up in megahertz. Instead of having that silly clicky thing, they might as well just put like a little tuning wheel, because if you go down to the fractions of a kc, the thing goes round and round and round and round, and it's very hard, you know, to sort of get your head around. Barry James says his 6900 lasted about 3 months. Absolute toilet, never again. Well, I've got to be honest, I've never had a 6900 fail. What else has the 9900 got? The 9900, you can change the display colours. No biggie, I know. On the 6900, you can't. The 9900 will also do, I think they do about 60 watts, is it, on sideband? The 6900 does 30. That's my own angle on it. Like, they are both good rigs, but the other thing with the 9900, you can go in and out of channel mode. So let's just say channel 1 on whatever band it is reads 26965. That will be channel 1 of the mid block. But if you put it on frequency mode and change that, you can put that on, say, like 27.555 upper sideband, go back to channel mode, go up to channel 2. You can then change that to your QSY frequency from the 555. You can program each channel. It's like a memory function almost. Like, you wouldn't do it the way that I've just explained, especially not on the mid blocks. If you wanted it specifically channelized, you would leave it there. Richard Giles says he hasn't had a 6900 for years. They're okay. EP 1929 got both, but prefers the 6900. It's horses for courses. DJ Ryan James, 9900 doesn't sound as good, and here people have issues with them. They all have issues. It's like people, isn't it? We all have issues. All I can tell you, DJ Ryan, I ran mine on full power on the way to work and on the way home from work for, I don't know, maybe 3 years. Never skipped a beat. Adrian Hobby says Fred has issues. That's a bit mean, mate. I wouldn't go as far as that. Well, I'll call you Morley. The 6900 is good radio. Never had a fault with mine, touch wood. I've got to be honest, I don't think I've ever had a problem with a 6900. I know Fred has. Fred, maybe you can sort of explain a little bit more. I know you've got a 6900. It was a duffer. That went back. Then you got the other one. That was a bit of a duffer, and you had to go in it and sort something out. Fred, maybe you can explain what was wrong with it. Rob Bunyan, Fred is the reason you bought yours. Yeah, fair enough. Fred's building a spaceship in his back garden, yeah. Yeah, see, there you go. Fred's had problems with both of his 6900s. Now, whether, I know they weren't brand spanking new, but I've been very fortunate with the 6900s I've got. Oh, and they were freebies. Yeah, can't moan at that. Stephen Gunrunner Hanson, welcome aboard, Steve. Next radio will be a Galaxy AM rig, just for something different. Oh, Dipsy's commented on the pictures. It was weird. I mean, the picture of the guy in the Mini, I've sort of looked at the picture and taxed me brain. You've got to remember it was a long, long time ago. And I seem to remember now, as he's come round the corner, he's hit that bank. We saw him, we had to sort of run back in case he came over the top, me and my dad. And my dad took the picture. And if you look in the car, I'm sure he's still in it. But we realised he was slumped forward, he was spark out. And that's when we went over and realised, he'd been knocked out. GM4's got to go. He's taking his young lad football training. Yeah, no worries, Chris. Maybe see you Sunday or in a future stream. You take care, mate. Stefan said, did I ever go to Bovingdon banger racing? No, I didn't. We did have a team from Bovingdon turn up at our track. I never went there. I used to spectate a Houghton Conquest or Berry Farm, but I couldn't race there because most of the cars I raced were escorts and they're rear-wheel drive. And at Berry Farm, Houghton Conquest, whatever you want to call it, in the hot rods or mini stocks or whatever they called it, they only allowed minis. Yeah, I weren't really a banger racer, but my first ever race, it's a bit of a story, but I'll tell you anyway. I had the Mark 1 Escort, and I'd done all that I thought it needed. So I could race, took all of the interior out, all of the glass out, all of the door cards, all the carpet, the headlining, everything. I think we tied the doors together. We had a roll cage in it, 3-point harness, and the petrol tank was like a small tank inside the car. And I bought a brand new fuel line from the fuel pump back to the tank. Now, I had to then go and pick up my mate's car, which was a Vauxhall, I think it's a Ventura, big old thing. And I said to my mate Gary, who was in one of the pictures, I said, Gary, can you make sure my car is checked over by the scrutineer if they do it while I'm gone? He said, yeah, no worries. So when I got back, I said to my mate Gary, is the car scrutineered? He goes, yeah. He said, the only thing we've got to do is take the balancing weights off of the wheels, take hubcaps off, and I think we had to put a hole in the bonnet. And the hole in the bonnet was in case there was a fire. They could just come along with a fire extinguisher because the bonnets had to be secured down with chain or rope. That's how I ended up in the bangers, because I went out on the starting grid for the first race of the hot rods, and the guy's looking on his sheet, and he come over to me. He goes, "You're not on my list." David Mills says, "Evening, Steve." Hi, David. Hope you're well, mate. So I said, well, it's been scrutineered. So the guy said, well, who scrutineered it? I said, a bloke called Alan. He goes, oh, he scrutineers the bangers. So he said, I'll check your car over quick while I'm here. Shook the roll cage. You could see it was bolted top and bottom with 8mm bolts. Yeah, that's good. Harness. Yeah, that's all good. But in the hot rods, you was only allowed a foot of flexible pipe from your tank to your fuel line, and then a foot from the engine to your fuel line. That would be like copper or steel. He goes, can't let you race. Sorry, mate, you'll have to get that changed. That's how I ended up going in the bangers. I had a couple of sherbets. I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. Yeah, so it looks like the Metalhead Paul 635's in the house. How are you, Paul? Did you get your Zello machine sorted out? And I looked, Paul, through my messages, and there is a couple of times you've keyed up and said nothing. Rob Bunyan says, I always ended up with bangers. Now, Rob, did you used to race, or are you just talking about old cars? I'm trying to cut down on this a little bit, so you might not see me using it as much.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah, good evening, whoever that was. Rob Bunyan says, life, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, this is the Grunter. Zello, what you do, you go to the Play Store, you download an app, and it's free. And once it's installed, if I can show you, I will. I'll open up Zello, get myself to where I need to go. This is what it looks like. Press this. Yeah, hi, whoever it was that said good evening, everybody. We might get an answer here, I'm not sure.
Yep, good evening, Steve. Logged in and watching, fella.
That's Mr. 2E0. I won't give out his call sign on here, but yeah. Cheers for that. It was Andy that he was on here, actually. Grunter likes free. Yeah, it's very good. I feel that I'm now a lot more connected with some of my subscribers and you guys than what I was previous. Because before, if someone commented, I didn't know anything about them. I didn't know where.
Good evening, all. Hope you're all well. Still watching him live at the moment.
I missed who that was. I'm going. In actual fact, let me just turn this down and I'll just explain. Yeah, I feel a lot more connected with a lot of you guys now. Because I don't know whether people's got a Scottish accent, an Irish accent, a Londoner, a Geordie, a Brummie, whatever. But now I've actually heard you people's voices, and some of you, as you know, we've actually had a chat on there, including me and Fred in the shed. Yeah, Fred, are you still here, mate? Dino says 1-9 for a sexy lady breaker. Yeah. Hi, shed, Fred. I did see you on my 318 channel today, Fred, but I was busy, and by the time I come back to say hello to you, I must have missed you by a matter of seconds. Alan Morley says free stuff is always good. Barry James, here, Fred, you've cost Barry James some money. Steve Ellis, I don't know if anyone knows this. Most of you probably won't. Steve Ellis didn't live too far away from me. A couple of miles, I suppose. And when Steve was, when he lived in the UK, me and Steve spoke a lot. And he used to also join in on the 305 net. Colin Guntrip says, has anyone got any radios off of Wish? If so, are they any good? I've got to be honest, Colin. I used to work with a guy who used to buy stuff off of that Wish site. He was a Romanian guy. He was a nice enough lad. But he would buy stuff off there and then bring it to me and say, Steve, I don't know how to make this work. He bought a reversing camera. I don't know, it was about £5, I think. He bought a tracker for his car. He bought 5 or 6 watches, right, thinking he was going to make a killing. So after seeing what he bought, I wouldn't buy anything off of Wish. If anything, maybe an action cam, you know, one of the branded ones, because they're very cheap on there. Yeah, Fred said Steve Ellis started the 2016 craze. Yeah, probably. Now, Steve Ellis, when our mutual friend passed away, you did say that you had some video of him. Now, I used to live just up the road from Liam and met Liam many times. Have you still got that video? Because if you have, I wouldn't mind seeing that myself. Okay, yeah, no worries, Steve. I've still got some of our old mate Liam. I've got me and Liam chatting on VHF through GB3BF. I've got me and him chatting on CB radio and PMR, and I've got the video of him on the Ranger when I was on the way over to buy it. Oh, that's a shame, Steve. Fred in the Shed started the Live in the Shed craze. Yeah, Fred, I did see. I'll be honest, I've not watched it. But I gather that you're decorating your shed in that silverback stuff. I don't know if that's insulation. I presume. How are you getting on with that, Fred? Pretty much done. Good. Beach bit living in the loft. Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys know this or if I even. Yeah, I'm not sure how you pronounce your name. ZHIR Ayub says, I need some help if you have some time about FM transmitters. Shoot, ask the question. Let's see if we can help. Hi, guys. Hi, I was thinking about you the other day. I thought you ain't been in here for a while. We've got someone else. Rob Bunyan wants help. Can you help me? In my past, I had to work in a couple of nightclubs in the Dunstable and Luton areas. What sort of help do you need, Rob? Yeah, when I lived in Bedford, I had me rig it in my shed. And I actually had my amateur radio gear in there as well. I used to work PSK 31 from the shed. David Mill says, who is hi, guys? I think I know who it is, and I think he knows that I know who it is, but you know. Rob Bunyan says, what are they called? Are you referring to the radios that you used? Most of them are on like PMR. Darren Howell says he lived in Bedford from 86 to 88. God, I don't know what year. I was born in Luton back in 1962. I moved to Bedford into a little place just off of Union Street, probably about 1998. Richard Giles says Fred is getting love from Hi Guys. Sorry, Fred. Yeah, he's playing out to get, Steve. That's what it is. Adrian says someone's older than him. I presume you mean me. I'm older than most people, mate. I'm 59 in January. Yeah, so the answer to the guy asking what were the radios that he used in a nightclub, some sort of PMR. Could have been on PMR 446. I've got to be honest, I don't know Spencer Road or that other road. Yeah, it's all this plastic surgery that I've had, Rob. It's all that Abbott Ale that I've drunk as well. No, it's not the 28th of January, Steve. I've got to be honest, in my youth, or as a kid, I must have been about 16. I lost a friend of mine who's a bit younger than me, Vincent, his name was. He died at 14. Nearly killed me, that did. I lost about 4 friends once we hit the 5th year and onwards, all in car crashes, funny enough. Then I've lost a few friends to overdoses and a few radio friends from natural causes. So, someone called me an old git, but I'm pretty chuffed that I've made it this far. I think we're hitting a little bit of a language barrier here, Zaire Ayeb. Can you send to me design for FM transmitters 30 watts? I don't understand it. What it is you want? Is it an FM transmitter for what band? What frequency? For what purpose? I know a little bit of Bromham, Darren. I used to actually live in Pavenham. Yeah, Steve Ellis was saying, I'm not really sure. I don't really know. I think you know, the guy who wants the FM transmitter design. This is for CB radio, Citizens Band, 27 megahertz. But you are probably right. This is to Mr. Ellis. Mark in the Isle of Wight. Watcher Mark, thanks for popping by. Colin Wiltshire says, I'm 2 months older than him. The Zaire, Ayub, no problem. But it's CB radio, 27 megahertz. You know, Darren Howell knows Pavenham. Yeah, I didn't live too far away from one of the pubs. When I actually moved into the village, there was only one pub left, and that was called the Cock. So yeah, anyone else got any new kit coming or got anything on their wish list? Oh, something I meant to tell you, and this goes back to my last live stream. I was telling you about a pipe dream, okay, that me and my friend Gary had. Now, I did show you a picture of Gary in the upload that I did with the racing pictures. He's the blonde lad that was stood next to me, the old Golf Delta 1-4. Maybe Stefan. Our pipe dream was to spend a weekend up at Ivanhoe Beacon with a generator, an amplifier, and a Moonraker 6. Do any of you guys know what a Moonraker 6 is? Yeah, I've sunk a few beers in there, Darren. And at one point, I lived right opposite there. Come on, fellas, without having to go and Google it, do you know what a Moonraker 6 is? Yes. Mr. Richards says, hello, everybody. Hi, Mr. Richards, how are you? Yeah, and just for anyone's information, the Moonraker 6, going back to the 80s, come 90s, I think they were about £350. The boom on these things was 30 foot long. And I think they had like wires, so they were like square, if you like, from top to the bottom of each one, and there was 8 of them, was 8 feet tall. It probably took 6 men to get that thing assembled, but it was our pipe dream. We never did do it. That's it. And Steve, and there was also the Moonraker 4, which was a little bit more of a manageable thing. Darren used to go in the sun in Felmersham. I know there's a pub in Felmersham. I couldn't tell you the name. We used to cycle down that way, over the bridge and all that. Yeah, the this is to Mr. Richard. The Moonraker 4 and the Moonraker 6 weren't actually Yagis. They were like a quad. But I've actually had a Yagi back in the 80s. I had what was called it was a 3-element Sky Searcher for DX. It was absolute fantastic. And Steve said if he's got this, if he could find one, he's got the space for it. Yeah, I bet you have, Steve. Sounds like you're leading at the right. I reckon Steve's won the lotto, you know. Sounds that way. Darren Howell says it takes me back. Yeah, we've all had. I always thought the Yagi beam. Now this is to Bob. I thought the Yagi design was the reflector, the emitter, and the director. I thought that. Maybe I've remembered wrong. A beam's a beam in it, you know, all that pretty much do the same sort of thing. Steve's retired. Yeah, won the lottery, mate. I know. Your secret's out, mate. Fair play to you. Colin Guntrip says a friend of his wants to know if you can find out if the repeater has been stolen before you buy it. Oh, I've got no idea, mate. No idea. Yeah, Bob, you are correct. The Moonrakers did have crossed elements. I think that was why it was called a quad, wasn't it? Because you had the 2, 4 of the squares. Steve Strayhawk, it's got to go. Yeah, 73, Steve. I'm going to wrap this one up in just a few minutes. In actual fact, I've got no idea of the time. It's about wrapping up time. Setting a diamond. Yeah, that's it, Steve. Diamond shape. Mr. Richards, yeah, cheers for that update. Yes, Adrian. Both polarizations. Like I say, I never had one. The closest I ever come to getting anything like that locally, there was a guy selling a PDL2, but someone beat me to it. Metalhead Paul, take care, mate. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow. Al Bar says it's 8:03. Hi, Alan. Have you just turned up? I've not seen nothing from you. Darren Barwick. Yeah, see you Sunday. Take care, mate. Yeah, catch you later, Colin in Welsh, Wales. Take care, mate. Grunter picked up the Yaesu FT990. I've never had one of them. Don't know what one of them looks like. Can't hear anything local. Need to say for a vertical. Touch wood. Catch you later, mate. Aero Mech. Take care. Aero Mech's in Australia. Oh, sorry, Aero Mech. I never saw you there. Didn't realise who you were. Yeah, you take care. Alan Morley's just got a receiver. 0 to 30 megs. What outdoor aerial can you use? So it depends. You could just run a wire out, really, for a receiver. Jason had the Moonraker 4 back in the 90s. Awesome antenna. I'm envious of you, Jason. I never managed to get one. You know, it was a bit of a pipe dream. Catch you later, Steve Ellis. Eddie's mum. Yeah, take care. Thanks again. You know what I mean by that. Stefan, catch you later, mate. Colin Wiltshire says, good stream. The time goes past so quick. I can't agree more. I thought the time went quick when I used to play on my Xbox. Look at me watch. God, 4 hours are gone. Look, here, an hour just goes past in what seems like 10 minutes. Yeah, take care, Zaire. Aeromech, DV27 in the earlies. Yeah, anyone who's anyone had a DV27, didn't they? Barry James, yeah, take care, Barry. You get yourself off. Yeah, anyone who's left, I'm going to end stream any minute now. Can you just take the time to just leave a comment underneath the stream in the comment section rather than in this bit? Right, take care, guys. I've got stuff to do. DX990 73s. Swady boy, catch you later. Be safe out there, everyone. All going well. If any of you are available, we'll do the same again on Sunday. You lot have made it enjoyable for me, and thanks for everyone for turning up. So this is 318 saying 73s, take care. I'm about to pull that big plug.